Hemp and CBD businesses are booming, and with recreational cannabis sales on the horizon for the Commonwealth, investors and entrepreneurs have their eyes on the next big opportunity. But there are things to keep in mind if you are planning on taking a part.
Yep, and here with us this afternoon is Kim White, a hemp, cannabis, and CBD accountant. Kim, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me on.
So let's first start with the obvious. You are featured in the Roanoke magazine, this new issue that's out on shelves right now. What does it feel like to be featured in this magazine?
It's a real honor. I've been in the Roanoke Valley for a very long time. This is the first time I've been featured in the Roanoker, and it's just an honor that they approached me.
Okay, for folks, I know I'm one of them. What exactly is a hemp or cannabis accountant?
We specialize in knowing what the laws are to protect our clients when they get audited, because they will get audited. So we try to set up everything from the ground floor correctly so that when they are audited, we can meet the auditors with confidence.
Yeah, sounds like you guys are pretty important.
Yes.
Yes.
Good friends to have.
Yeah, absolutely. So along those lines, for people who may already be in the cannabis business, or they may be thinking about getting into the cannabis business because we know this is something that's probably going to continue to expand, what are some tips you have for those folks? My
biggest tip is to have a really good professional team, which would include an accountant like myself, and an attorney. Both your professionals and should be very well versed in cannabis law.
And what about some of the people who are already in that business? You know, what should they be doing? What should they be looking out for?
Well, they should probably do a check-in with their current accountant and their attorney to make sure that they are up on the cannabis law and that they have experience in handling things such as audits when they come down the pike.
And you know, while I'm thinking about this, you have the platform right now. What is one thing you want our viewers to know about what you do?
Well, accounting is very, very important. It's probably the cornerstone of a cannabis business. That is what I want people to know, is while other businesses you may be able to handle those accounting tasks yourself, in a cannabis business you absolutely do not want to do that.
Yeah, and being a cannabis accountant, that's a lot, because you have the accounting background, which I remember from college was, it's not easy, guy. It's not an easy subject. But then you took it a step further and got educated on the cannabis side. Can you talk about that journey, just so people can really understand what all goes into what you do?
Well, I started researching because cannabis is coming down the line here in Virginia, and I wanted to make sure I could service my clients to the best of my ability. And I found that the information on cannabis tax and accounting is pretty underwhelming. And so I found a network, and I was able to join an education program and get up to speed on what needs to be done.
And so if folks want to get in contact with you, once again, how could they do that?
Well, I have a great website, mellowaccountant.com, and that's the best way to get a hold of me.
Thank you.
Mellowaccountant.com.
Love it.
Yep. All right, Kim White, thanks so much for being with us and explaining to us what exactly it is you do, what's a cannabis accountant, and the importance that cannabis accountants play as really the state for sure is continuing to have this conversation surrounding cannabis. And you can read more about what Kim does and read other great local stories in the latest edition of the Roanoke magazine, which you can find on store shelves right now. Kara?